Hey everyone, how do you know if you're being visited? Like maybe deceased relatives or your star guides, your star family. How would you even know? It's not like they're just dropping in physical here and waving in your face, right? Or are they? Maybe it's just that we can't see them, can't perceive them. Why is that? In this video, I want to talk about certain ways as to how they could get your attention and what to look for and how to get aligned to be able to experience their energy and actually communicate. Towards the end of this video, I'm going to talk about how I do it, how it happens with me. So we are so focused in this 3D reality, this physical reality, right? Our five senses are constantly taking in energy, taking an input goes into our brain, and we're perceiving a reality based on the input that we're receiving from our five senses. So what happens is, because we're here in this physical dimension, we rely very heavily on these senses, and we're essentially cut off from our energy, our soul's energy, our greater reality, right? The higher dimensional experiences, the multi-dimensional experiences. And that is partially by design, partially it's our choice, and it's a subconscious choice to rely solely on these five senses. And that's what separates us. The design aspect of this is to be able to allow us to come in here and experience ourselves as separate. So we could have these experiences, we could alchemize these emotions and feel these dense energies, and just have the experience of being separate beings, right? We come in here and we use this as kind of like a playground or a sandbox to see, what does it feel like? What does it feel like to experience these dense emotions while we're here in this reality that appears very, very real? But we become overly reliant on our senses, and that becomes the soul reality. So we say, okay, everything I could smell, taste, touch, hear, whatever it may be, is real. Everything else is imagination or just fiction, or really nothing. It doesn't exist. Some people believe that that doesn't exist. Well, those thoughts, that programming is what really cuts us off. Now, our higher self and our cosmic family, and even our deceased relatives that have passed away, they know that that's the case. So they have to get our attention. Now, when we're so focused externally, it makes the most sense to use the five senses to get our attention, right? So maybe you'll see a flash, maybe you'll see a shadow, maybe you'll see a synchronicity. You'll be woken up at 11:11 or 3:33 or whatever it is, whatever number is significant for you. And these things happen repeatedly, right? Maybe a song keeps coming on. For me, there are certain songs that trigger instant pause. I hit the pause button regardless of what I'm doing. If I'm not so focused on work and what I'm doing, and I do have enough awareness to be listening to the background, if I'm somewhere where there's music playing, for example, my ear will pick it up, right? Something within me will pick up a song that has meaning to me, and instantly now I'm pulled back into my body and I start focusing on what's going on in here, because that's a synchronicity for me. And it happens with certain songs, happens all the time, happens with the clock, with the numbers I see on the clock. You may have experiences where certain numbers come up frequently for you during certain periods, and then it switches to another set of numbers that comes up, repeated periods of these types of things. So they are to let us know that we are connected to the divine, so we can break or hit that pause button on our singular focus out into this reality through our five senses. I was meeting with somebody today, and she told me that she feels like somebody's getting a hold of her. Okay, her treadmill is going on repeatedly. She's seeing flashes off to the side. She'll be in an elevator, she'll see a flash. And so I asked her, I said, what do you think of, or what do you feel when you see that flash? And she goes right to this person who is deceased. Okay, her thoughts go right there. I said, well, that's your key, okay, because they will do things that get our attention externally, a flash, a shadow, like I said, numbers, a song, something like that. That's your key. And as soon as that happens, if it triggers a memory of this person or a thought of this person, that's the communication right there. So that's the moment where we sit back, and I told her to do this, just sit back and just feel it and allow those feelings to be present within you, okay? Because this person is trying to get a hold of you or would like you to align with their energy so that you can perceive or feel something is ready to emerge through you, okay? So that's how it works. Now, for me, happens all the time with music. I had my big crown opening, third eye with music. I was listening to my playlist. I was out on my deck, sitting by my pool, and boom, cosmic. I'm out of my body. I'm up in space, and all this information is flooding through me. Was triggered by music. So it's like these things, a little doorway will pop open with you. And if you allow yourself to fall into it, just fall back into that energy, you will literally feel a flow of energy through you. Okay. It's like you're just impressing on something that allows this flow to start moving. Okay. And when you can do that, information will come with it. So if you could hold the space, sink in, and allow your energy to flow, your divine energy to flow through you, there's going to be bits and packets of information with that. And it could be communication. This just happened to me last night. I was out with my wife, and we were at a restaurant, and all of a sudden a song comes on, and there it is. Like, it's my dad. Okay. And he starts talking to me, starts communicating. And as soon as that song came on, I just fell in here. I knew it. And then after that song, another song came on that reminded me of my dad. And during this, he's talking to me. He's giving me a message. Just absolutely amazing. But it's the clue. It's the synchronicity. That's the doorway. And that's the moment when we need to really pause. We hit pause on what we're doing externally, what our eyes are doing, what our ears are doing. We pull our awareness from the external back into here. Okay. And when we do that, we just bask, we fall into the energy. We just allow it to be. We be present with it. It starts to flow. And the other thing is, in that very moment, you be very open to whatever comes through. You may start to perceive something. Like with me, it's like if I perceive my dad's voice or his energy, the ego might want to clamp down on that right away, right? And say, no, that's your imagination. That can't be. That's the moment where you have to let that go and just be present and allow whatever is coming through you to move through you, okay? And be open to whatever information that frequency carries with it. Allow it to flow through you, get up into your brain. And as it does that, it moves through you, moves out into your toric field. You become that frequency. You truly align with it. Last night, it was my dad. He's there. My field just aligns with his energy. And now whatever he needs to tell me just exists. It's just up to me to allow it to happen. And that's what happened. So I hear this all the time. People contact me, they'll reach out. I think so-and-so is trying to talk to me. I feel like somebody's trying to get my attention. And usually the answer to that is yes, they are trying to get your attention. The only question is, are you opening yourself up to receiving that information? So I did a course on connecting with your spirit guides, your star guides, that kind of thing. I've got a link below in the description. Check that out. It's a bunch of videos. I think there's 12 videos in it, and it will take you through the exercises and things that I do to create space to be able to really open up and start to perceive the multidimensional energies, whether it's your cosmic guides, your spirit guides, your higher self, whatever it may be. They're all aspects of you. We just need to get into the right state of being, state of presence, to be able to open up and allow that energy to flow through so that we can perceive it. Okay. It's quantum energy. Okay. It contains packets of information. It's a data stream. And we're tapping into this various bandwidths of frequency on a multidimensional level, all of which has very specific information. So we're just aligning with different stations, radio stations on the radio dial. We just have to allow it to happen, and we have to be able to hold the space and get aligned. So many amazing things can come through when that happens. The other thing is yesterday, you guys will be seeing this video probably in a couple days. So would be a few days ago, I had an image, a light image of a trident appear in my office. I took a picture of it, put it on my Instagram feed, on my Instagram account. If you guys have not seen that, check it out. Came in through my window, brilliant trident right on my wall. Just absolutely incredible. I know a couple years ago, I had that vision of 1421, which is Exodus in the Bible. Knew nothing about it, did the research after I got the image of 1421. I did a video on it, I think in December of 2020 on my YouTube channel. Check that out. Talked about the parting of the Red Sea, so water related. Now I have this trident, Poseidon appear, also the sign of Neptune appear on my wall. So crazy things. That's what I reached out to my dad about when he came through yesterday. I asked him about that experience, just absolutely amazing, which by the way represented more activations. So crazy how this stuff happens. The key is to be open and aware, and don't think that anything is crazy, because you will close yourself off. They will try to get your attention multiple different ways, even through dreams, all sorts of things. So the key is to follow the feeling, follow the emotion, and create that space, and just allow it to come through. If you start doing that, you are going to develop that ability very, very quickly. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please share it if you know anybody that it could help. Like and follow if you're on Instagram or Facebook. Like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. I would be so grateful. Thank you.